Carl and Georgia McCain have been a living example of faith over the years. The Bible says, without faith it is impossible to please God. We believe the faith of our parents has been a thing that has been well-pleasing in the sight of God during these last 50 years. Second only to their commitment to their faith has been their commitment to their family. The commitment to their family began with a personal commitment on the part of both of our parents to their own parents and relatives. No one loved their mother and father more than our parents. They respected and honored and visited them regularly. Some of the earliest and most regular memories of us children were visiting our grandparents. Kenny and I especially were close to Grandpa. I hunted with him a lot and dug potatoes in his garden for him. Kenny worked with him even more than I did, cutting his grass and doing things near the end of his life where he needed more help. One of the personal conflicts I remember as a child, maybe 9 or 10 years old, was the conflict of wanting to go outside and play with my cousins, but still stay on the porch and listen to Grandpa and all my uncles talk and tell these hunting and fishing stories, and complain about the dry weather and argue about politics. In many ways, the pattern that our grandparents set down has been followed by our parents as well. Interestingly, both sets of our grandparents celebrated their golden anniversary. We are grateful to God that our parents are the first in both of our families to reach this remarkable milestone. Interestingly, many of the traditions of our grandparents have been carried over into our own family. Sometime in the late 1950s, our parents bought a television and brought it to our house. However, after a week or two, they felt like the television was more of a hindrance to our family than a help. So, much to the consternation of us children, they sent it back. So over the years, our family has not watched too many football games together or seen too many other TV programs. However, our memories are filled with hundreds of conversations and discussions and debates and even arguments. We've told a lot of stories and laughed a lot, not at Johnny Carson, but at the funny things that happened to us, that happened to Barry and his buddies at Winn-Dixie, and Jackie as you worked for the millionaires on Jupiter Island. Daddy always liked to go to bed about 7 o'clock at night, and about the only way you could keep him awake was get out that old domino board, and then he was wide awake. I suppose it's characteristic of all parents that they care about their children, but I believe that our parents have demonstrated a love and commitment to their children beyond the ordinary. Every decision in their lives has been based upon how it would affect their children. Vacations were taken as much as possible in school time or during school vacations so that they could spend time with children. Our family was built upon an old-fashioned concept. Daddy believed that there was such thing as men's work and women's work. When it came to washing clothes and buying groceries, that was women's work. In fact, Mama told me yesterday, just recently, Daddy finally agreed to go to the store and buy some groceries. I mean, this is in the last week or two. And he went to the grocery store and was wanting to buy some cornmeal, and he asked for redhead cornmeal. That shows you the last time the man's been in the store. I'm sure the grocery store person probably wasn't even born when they stopped selling redhead cornmeal. However, when it come to cutting the grass and taking care of the cows and other outside work, well, that was men's work. The only place Daddy strayed over into women's work was in the kitchen. He liked to cook. And he was a good cook, except he always put a lot more onions and garlic and pepper in the food than Mama did.